Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Wood, and the reason that I have tuned in to come live is because I am a 5-year revenge retaliation, full physical identity theft, mutilation, injure, torture, medical blacklist, false arrest, kidnap, sex assault, attempted murder victim through Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. XOPP chief. He used to drive a white Jeep Wrangler, year 2019. Staff sergeants, years 2019, 2021, kidnapping, sodomy, sex assault. Shannon Quirk, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS, and Shelley Hafner. Spencer Mills 14716, Robert Kane 7224. They are human traffickers, human sex trade, slavery traffickers. Them, the doctors, file falsification, medical blacklisting, treatment refusals, discriminations, name calling, done with criminal negligence and intent to commit and cover up. Having me falsely charged twice to prevent anything legal on them for their crimes that they are guilty of for 5 years. File falsifier, medical blacklister. 1. Tatiana V, aka Margie V, name and file falsifier. The one that had me medically blacklisted assured this in the beginning, and also girlfriend to Stacy, the one that's AMHS. Dr. Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, all criminally negligent, along with ex-CEO Patient Relation or ex-CEO Cubby Duck and Patient Relations Brown. Possibly a lot of the OPP that were named have transferred in an attempt to avoid arresting, in an attempt to avoid charging and lawsuits against them, and OPP themselves for the crimes that they are guilty of, using drug-fed, money-paid pieces of shit low-life junkies who are their accomplices, who are drug traffickers guilty of drug lacing through fentanyl between Napanee and Kingston to cause homicides. 1. Dale Hartwick. He is aiding OPP now for drop charges. He is guilty of being involved with injuring, torturing, and my identity theft with the intent to commit homicide. His boyfriend, Anthony Tony Axel Rose Hearns, he is a redhead. He goes by Axel Rose, and he is very recognizable. He is guilty of being involved and guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit. One known as Bill Woldridge, a guy in Napanee. All of these people are in Napanee, and they are all OPP accomplices. One known, a guy named Bill Woldridge. He's approximately 70 years old, bald, glasses. He is a child sex slavery trafficker for XOPP chief. He is guilty of stalking my mother and causing her death in 2020. He is guilty of killing my dog Chipper. He believes that he and I were switched at birth. He thinks that he is my dad, and when he was stalking my mother, he was calling my mother mom. He is a heroin addict, highly delusional, highly psychotic, and he is unarrestable. They all are, because they're OPP accomplices who can implicate them in their crimes. 1. Blair Frederick Hardy, who is the boss and leader to the Hardy Boy gang. He is a meth trafficker. He is a meth head. He has allegedly a meth lab in Tweed, Ontario. He is guilty of rapes. He is guilty of welfare, disability, and old age security frauds. He's guilty of forgeries. He's guilty of being involved with my identity theft. He is an obsessed homosexual stalker. And he's guilty of possible multiple homicides. One Tyler T. Big Lake, he is guilty of killing my dog in 2023, torturing and killing my dog. He is guilty of attempted murder on me with intent. Jason Gimpy Two Step in Allstein, he is guilty of a possible murder in 2021. He is guilty of my identity theft, an accessory with proof. He is a crackhead, inbred, low life piece of shit who is approximately 45 years old. He is guilty of attempted murder on me with intent to commit identity theft, identity fraud, and insurance fraud, along with disability fraud. One Raymond LeBlanc, he is a child groomer. He is guilty of stalking, criminal stalking, they all are, and guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit. There is one Robert Berry. He is a sex slave trafficker. He is a truck driver, and he is a possible serial killer. Bald, glasses, crowbar mustache, approximately 70 years old. These are human traffickers, sex slave traffickers, sex offenders, guilty of injuring, torturing, guilty of homicides, attempted homicides, with and for OPP revenge for me speaking of their human trafficking and the homeless exploitation that was taking place here at the time through the Morning Star mission. As a result, August of 2019, XOPP Chief White Jeep Wrangler had me shot before he left. That's when the lies, the time buying, the cover ups, arrest refusals, false arrest, the kidnapping, the sex assaults, the kidnapping for my blood and piss, the false arrest for my picture signatures, for forgeries, framings, frauds, and everything else that's been needed against me for this crime. And the reason it happens is because of me speaking of OPP crimes once again. I have been completely and totally mutilated. My lungs on my right side are completely and totally gone. And my kidneys are completely and totally screwed. When I eat, my food goes to the right side of my body, not the left. Lies about me about long criminal record and history I do not have. How these bastards are using these narratives and lies and their badges and positions to be above suspicion and getting away with what they're getting away with in it, to try to discredit their victims so they can't prove or try to prove what has taken place and by whom, how, and why. I am 52 years old and can prove 100%. I actually just put out a video showing my skull deforming and my actual changes I have been through, which I put out on my channel here earlier before doing this to prove what I've been talking about or prove what I am talking about right now. So congratulations, OPP, to the doctors, to the Justice of the Peace who is criminally involved, obstructions, threats, intimidations, also to prevent arrest and having me charged falsely, to prevent anything legal on her or doctors or cops or anyone else. I've been getting stopped every step of the way, legal, medical, human rights taken. When people are going missing. They are